course, the glaring statistic, the 14-year age gap. The 49-pound difference in weight is not the largest in heavyweight championship history. Indeed, there have been 5 other weight gaps that were larger than that one, topped off by the 86 pounds between Primo Carnera and Tommy Loughran back in 1934. Here is George Foreman 17 years ago versus George Foreman now. You can see that he weighs 37 pounds more than he did when he fought Muhammad Ali in Zaire. And all other statistics except age remain virtually the same. And here's the difference between Evander Holyfield as a heavyweight now and Evander Holyfield as a rookie pro cruiserweight in 1985. 31.5 pounds or 30.5 pounds of weight difference and a slightly bigger body all over for Holyfield.
And here are our punch stat numbers to give you a profile of how active these fighters are. It's hard to say how meaningful these are under any circumstances, but certainly under the circumstances of 2 fighters who have fought vastly different classes of fighters. The jabs may be important because Holyfield has looked better, been more successful when he has thrown more jabs.
As was the case against Buster Douglas. And now the rules of the International Boxing Federation, which is the governing and sanctioning body for this fight. 3 judges scoring the fight on the 10-point must system. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. Neither fighter can be saved by the bell, even in the last round. And we go. The ring announcer, Michael Buffer, for the pre-fight introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, Main Events Monitor Productions and Top Rank Incorporated, in association with the undisputed king of beers, Budweiser, present the featured bout of the evening. This bout is sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman Jerry Gormley, Board members Gary Shaw and Richard Harrison, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Frank B. Doggett. This bout is also sanctioned and approved by the World Boxing Association and the International Boxing Federation. The 3 judges at ringside scoring each round on a 10-point must system are Jerry Roth from Nevada, Eugene Grant from New Jersey, and Tommy Kazmarek from New Jersey. And the referee for this bout, working in a world title event for the 45th time.
Good luck to both of you. Let's touch gloves.
Jim, I see this as a fight between George Foreman's 70s Cadillac and Evander Holyfield's 90s Corvette.
The greatest heavyweight matches, the Thriller in Manila. First of all, let me introduce to you from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's the former heavyweight champion who always brought one of the most devastating left hooks in boxing history into the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, Smoking Joe Frazier. And the man he faced 3 times in those 3 great bouts. In 1960, he was a gold medal champion in the Olympics. 1964, he won the heavyweight title. In 1974, he won it for a 2nd time. And then he became the only man in heavyweight history to win the heavyweight championship 3 times. Ladies and gentlemen, 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Donald Trump's Trump Plaza Hotel Casino here on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, New Jersey, let's get ready to rumble! It's the battle of the ages. 12 rounds of boxing for the heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white trunks and weighing in at an official weight of 257 pounds. This 1968 Olympic gold medal champion won the heavyweight title in 1973. After a 10-year hiatus, he returned to the ring in 1987, and since then his record has been a perfect 24-0 with 23 KOs. His career record as a professional, 69 victories, 65 KOs, only 2 defeats. 56 of these KOs have come in 4 rounds or less, and he's considered by most experts to be the most devastating puncher in heavyweight history. From Houston, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, the challenger and former heavyweight champion of the world, Big George Foreman. And his opponent, in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with multicolored trim, weighed in at an even 208 pounds. He's a member of America's greatest Olympic boxing team, the class of '84. He won a bronze medal that year, and he was the first of that great squad to win a world title as a professional. In only his 12th professional bout, he became the cruiserweight champion. And he is now, in boxing history, the only titleist from that division to step up to the heavyweights and capture that crown also. His overall record as a professional is 25-0, with 21 KOs. More than half of his KO victories have been in 4 rounds or less, and not one heavyweight opponent has made it to the final bell. And for the last 5 years, he's knocked out every opponent he has faced. From Atlanta, Georgia, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, the real deal, Evander Holyfield.
See where the trunks are? Okay. Look, all the... That's all right. I know where the belly button is. Anything over there? I know where the belly button is. Okay, gentlemen. You both received your pre-fight instructions in your dressing rooms. I expect a clean break at all times. Good luck to both of you. Let's touch gloves.
Jim, I see this as a fight between George Foreman's 70s Cadillac and Evander Holyfield's 90s Corvette. If they collide, maybe the Cadillac can smash him up. But if it's a contest of quickness and youth, the Corvette has all the advantage.
And in the closing minutes, just before the bell for round 1, you saw Foreman bow, probably in prayer. You saw the little smile, almost of benediction, as he exchanged pleasantries with Holyfield in the middle of the ring at the end of referee's instructions. And now let's see, is George Foreman for real, or is this the farce that many critics have said it will be?
Holyfield feels that as long as Foreman has his arms crossed, he can't punch him, and he will try to punch every time Foreman does that.
Remember that Holyfield's camp, notably trainer George Benton, loved the idea of going ahead and punching the arms and the shoulders, and those areas that other fighters might not pick out as targets. He believes you can wear the opponent down that way. That left hook was short. Foreman steps in and lands a jab. Holyfield going to the body and connecting with a left and a right. Question 1, is Foreman quick enough to hit Holyfield? No conclusive returns on that one so far.
You see, we're seeing Holyfield more on the balls of his feet than we have before.
Foreman using the jab now to try to set up some initial contact. And Holyfield steps in with a right to the chest. Holyfield backing straight away from the jab. Now he steps to the side.
All right, get off the net. Stay off that hill. Keep it clean in there.
Foreman has been able to block most of Holyfield's hard punches with the arms and elbows, as was the case there. George lands a clubbing right behind the head. And Holyfield at short range fires a left hook to the top of the head. And again.
Holyfield wants to keep Foreman busy.
That's the elbows.
Wants to test his stamina if the fight goes into the second half.
What we've had in round one is more a boxing match than a slugfest, and Holyfield has been surprisingly effective with the jab.
That's the elbow. How you feel? That's your fight. That's your fight. Now listen, use the jab a little more, use the jab a little more. When it gets close to you, cut loose. You have to cut loose hard. Just the last two got to be hard.
Keep doing what you do. Keep following. He's reaching for your jab, but you're okay.
I saw that guy be on my right side. Come here. You see, he's not doing combinations.
Jesus Christ,
that's what you're going to see all night long, is what you just saw. You see what I mean? Let's go. Hands up quick behind.
Although Archie Moore and Angelo Dundee are in Foreman's corner, it's Charlie Shipes is the man he listens to generally.
Foreman held to his tradition, which has been the case throughout his comeback, of standing up between rounds in the corner. Holyfield landing a lead right, but George stands stock still and then moves forward again. Doubling up on the jab and scoring again is Holyfield. Now Foreman breaks out the jab to try to counter.
Who lost you, baby? Who lost you? Watch the elbow. Watch the elbow. Watch the elbow. Watch the elbow in here, George.
The referee, Rudy Battle, warning both fighters to watch the elbows, particularly Foreman.
Foreman landed a left to the belly, and Rudy Battle says it's low. Warns Foreman to bring him up. Holyfield continues to jab to George's big head. Foreman lands a clubbing left, which may have been his most effective blow so far. Holyfield hooks to the body.
I don't know whether Foreman is playing possum now, but all of his punches so far look like they've been sent by second-class mail. Very slow punches.
Watch your head.
And true to what he claimed he would do, whenever Foreman comes out of the crab-like defense, Holyfield steps up inside and tries to beat him to the punch. No running. He wants to get inside of Big George's power and pepper away. Chopping right hand right on the face by Holyfield. Foreman comes back with an attempted left and right. Butting left hand from Foreman, and Holyfield backs onto the ropes. Crowd gets excited. To the body from Foreman. Holyfield not as resolute all of a sudden. Closing stages of round two, and Evander is suddenly much more careful.
I guess even second-class mail sometimes gets delivered.
Surface of Holyfield's head, and he's momentarily stunned. Now he steps back up inside. But if there were any remaining doubts about the legitimacy of George's chances, he may have erased them in the last 30 seconds.
Keep it playing.
like the right missed, the left caught Holyfield on the side of the head, a glancing blow, but Foreman's glancing blows can be hurtful.
Well, indeed, Holyfield dominated the first 2 minutes of the round, just as he had the first round. But in the closing minute of the round, George landed 2 or 3 of those clubs, and now Evander seems anxious to set things right as we start out round 3, and Holyfield's at a faster pace already. Foreman beginning to open up. He's out of the crab-like defense most of the time now. Holyfield beating Foreman to the punch at close quarters. But George lands a left to the body.
What George Foreman has always had in his both careers is great presence, the belief that he is the boss in the ring. And that communicates to his opponent. And you can see
Holyfield is stunned by a left and backs up 2 steps. You get the feeling, Larry, that George feels he's felt the best that Holyfield can offer, and it doesn't bother him. He's willing to open up and just come forward now. Banging to Evander's body. Change in Foreman's expression as Holyfield consistently steps up and lands 2-punch combinations, or now occasionally 1 punch at a time. That's not what his corner wants. They want to see 3 or 4 punches in a row when he gets in there.
Watch your heads in there. Watch your heads.
Left and a right landed for Holyfield. Again, George shrugs and comes forward. Rudy Battle telling George Foreman not to club Holyfield on the back of the head with the rabbit punch. Left, right by Holyfield. And a left and a right, and Foreman's in serious trouble. Bell may save him in this round.
Foreman wobbles back to his corner.
You got a jab, George. You got a jab. You got the jab.
George, you got to get close to this boy.
Close in on it.
Close to this boy. Get close to him and throw some punches.
Give me the
Don't let him out the hook.
Don't talk too much.
All right, don't let him out the hook.
Here's the beginning of that difficult end of the round for Foreman. The conventional wisdom has been that Foreman would have to do business early in the fight. He isn't. The business is being done to him right here.
Okay, second round.
Foreman runs across the ring. He may feel, Jim, soon that he has to shoot his boat because he can't take that kind of punishment and last into a long fight.
The smoke you see in the background is from a smoke bomb under the stands near the ring, which has apparently been detonated. neither fighter seems to be aware of or bothered by the smoke.
It's the bombs in the ring that have bothered George Foreman so far. And they haven't been smoked.
Let him go. Step up.
Holyfield ripping to the body, doubling up on the jab at times. His dominance seems to be increasing, certainly in terms of the number of punches landed. Foreman was busy mostly in the last minute of round 2. In round 3, he took a beating, particularly in the last 30 seconds.
Before he took the title from Buster Douglas, the image of Evander Holyfield was that he couldn't fight a planned, disciplined, tactical fight. He is showing once again that he does use his head as well as his fists.
Solid right hand at the end of that combination. Holyfield executing the plan now that he had discussed with us and with George Benton and Lou Duva, stepping up inside of Foreman's power and beating his man to the punch at close quarters.
Turn him loose. Let him go. Come out.
Right hand may have gotten George in trouble. The big man wobbling a little bit as Holyfield steps back up and in. 2 lefts to the body landed. Now Foreman opens up. End of the round coming.
And Foreman is starting to show, I believe, some fatigue. Harold Letterman, how do you see the first 4 rounds?
Larry, I've got it 40-36, 4 rounds to none in favor of Evander Holyfield. To me, it's very reminiscent of the first fight between Michael Spinks and Larry Holmes. I think the Evander Holyfield strategy is the same that Michael Spinks used, and that is punch and get out, move in, throw your shots and get out. And Holyfield's been very, very effective in moving inside, landing 2, 3, 4 shots and moving so that Foreman can't hit him.
All yours. Just don't
Let's take a look at Holyfield's combinations. A straight right followed by a left. Ties Foreman up.
Just go on your defense until you get close.
There you see it again.
Punch count statistics indicate that in round 4, Holyfield threw 39 punches and landed 27 of them. That's a 69% connect rate. Awesome efficiency. Not the kind of thing Foreman can compete with. He needs some kind of big blow to turn things around. And although it's only round 5, for Big George, it may be getting late.
Well, the question coming in here is whether George was a farce or Holyfield a fraud. So far, Holyfield has not been a fraud. He's fought a perfect fight.
And it becomes increasingly more impressive now with each passing round.
Warning, that's the second time. Keep him up. Next time I'll take a point away. You got a warning.
The referee has told Foreman that was the second warning. The next time he has to issue one, he will take a point away.
For low blow.
For a low blow.
That's good. Keep him up there. Nice and clean.
2 days ago in the rules meeting, Holyfield's co-trainer Lou Duva complained in advance about low blows, so maybe he was successful in raising the referee's expectations with regard to that one thing.
it nice and clean.
This is brilliant stuff from Holyfield, doubling up with the jab, coming with the right, the left hook to the body, rights and lefts inside. George gets in a straight jab, and another.
At some point, the question will be, how much of this does George want to take? He's a man with immense self-confidence who believes, because of his power, that he can turn the fight around quickly. But you wonder, as the rounds go by, whether he's going to say, I've had a great run, I'm making 12 million bucks.
Plus.
Thanks, folks, and goodbye.
Foreman misses with the clubbing right. But he gets Holyfield to the body enough to stop Evander from punching. And now the crowd comes alive again as Holyfield stops punching and Foreman steps in. Closing seconds of round 5. Could it be George's last hurrah?
When the guy hits you with one punch, don't stay there, move. You understand? So you stay there for the next punch. All right. Now don't let him hit you with those punches. Those punches take their toll on you. Let's go, Mr.
Very safe indeed. There was no fire in the building. It was merely a smoke.
That was George's best shot, but it didn't have an awful lot into it. A right hand that was a shoulder punch. There it is. It got Holyfield's attention. Maybe the first 4.5 rounds had been a little too easy for him.
Yeah, you wonder if Evander just lost concentration. Maybe he was getting a little bored with how easily things were going.
You heard George Benton, his co-trainer, warn him to be alert and to get out of there after he punches. It's Benton who has said about Foreman that if he hits you, you'll be the deadest SOB in the cemetery.
Well, there's 65 guys who can attest to that. And a lot of them did in the last couple of weeks.
That's it. Keep him up in there. Nice and clean. Keep him up. Watch your head. Keep him up.
Vicious right to the head and a left to the body by Holyfield, who reestablishes command here at the beginning of round 6. Foreman steps in behind the jab again.
To tell you the truth, Jim, I'm a little amazed that Foreman at this age has taken some of the clean shots that he's taken without showing much hurt.
Well, of course, he's the much bigger man, but then the chin doesn't know that he weighs 257, right?
No, it's the same chin that was on him when he weighed 217.
Foreman clubbing away again as Evander Holyfield stops momentarily and gives him a chance. Now as Evander steps forward and punches again, he puts Foreman on the defensive. If you're going to wait for Holyfield to get tired, you probably have a long wait, longer than 12 rounds.
Several days. The way George Foreman used to fight, so tense and tight, he would wear himself out. But he is more relaxed now, and perhaps that's helped him to maintain himself through this point in the fight. We're at the midway point almost.
Indeed, Foreman says that in his first career, he was nothing more than a wind-up toy who had no options and no answers once the inner workings wound down. Sees himself as a whole different fighter now. Straight left bothers Holyfield again, knocks him off balance for a second. George has been effective momentarily when he's been able to land the jab and step up behind him.
Maybe Foreman's been able to take those punches because he's been doing nothing for weeks except eating and talking, so his jaw certainly must be in shape.
Left hand landed for Foreman and rocked Holyfield back a little bit. Maybe there's still some thudding power in those blows. Right hand just misses, but the crowd gets excited. Holyfield comes back with a left and a right, both of them missing off the top of the head, but now he goes back to the body with good effect.
Real good, going real good, going your way. Wait till you get close enough. That's what you're doing before you do anything. Now, when he brings it, George, he gives you a little right uppercut. You can't reach with it. You just gotta take what you can. Good. Take that little left uppercut. Stay close.
Don't let this guy take over, right? Don't let him get brave on you, right?
Okay.
I mean, a good left hand and just keep it missing. And when you make it miss, come back with something, right? Okay.
Oh, let's get it. Good. 7.
The boxing beauties are right there. Boxing's got that.
Be patient enough to get close enough. The shot coming. Keep your defense when he get away bouncing. Don't even get at him with no jab till you close to him.
Round 7.
Holyfield comes out to continue to try to box while Foreman waits for one big chance. We're into the second half of this heavyweight championship bout. That's a slip. Canvas has been very slippery in undercard bouts. But now Holyfield stops punching and Foreman wails away again. There's a solid shot to the body in there. When Evander stops punching, George gets a chance. And he's making the most of it right now. Foreman landed a right. Holyfield's got to get busy. Occupy him again with his offense. There he goes. George just missed the uppercut. And Holyfield lands a vicious left to the ribs and a left to the jaw and turns things around again. Another left hook and a right. Will George go down?
George is tired, very tired. He's starting to show some hurt. Who wouldn't after that barrage?
This crowd is getting more than its money's worth. Foreman got a little breather there. Let's see if he's got anything left. Holyfield with another left to the body. But Foreman continues to plod forward, and now Evander with a 3-punch combination, and George tries to answer. Holyfield with a right to the chest, and George is sucking for air.
Let him loose. Let him go. Step back. Step back.
Round 7, a microcosm for the whole fight so far. Both men had their chances.
And the crowd has loved him, loving it.
Don't go. What you got to do is step around him with the jab. You understand? Hey, listen. Now just step around him with the jab and punch him. Right? Now look, don't get hit with no crazy punches. You don't have to. Look.
Right him somewhere in the middle.
This is the early part of the round where that right hand seemed to give Holyfield trouble. There it is again, a chopping right hand from Foreman. But in the second half of the round, this fusillade of hard punches from Holyfield. And the old man covers up. Covers up like an old man confused in traffic.
But what a round, Larry. Both men landing over 50% of their punches in the round. Both men landing over 30 blows. You keep wondering how Foreman can bring anything back into the center ring at his age, taking the pounding he's taking and the discouragement that must go with it. More of the same. Holyfield steps up inside and cracks to the body.
I don't know if you could hear it out there, but Holyfield's punches resound around ringside.
People have been talking for months about Foreman's punching power. This is a chance for Evander to prove that he can fashion some knockout artistry himself.
Whatever the end of this fight is, you just have to salute George Foreman for the way he's gone about this, for his determination. He could have folded his tent and gone away, and everybody would have said, hey, thanks, George. You gave us a lot of laughs for 4 years, and we're glad you made a big payday. But he's still out here.
Indeed. There were a lot of people who would have said that he had won big already just by virtue of stepping into the ring for this event. But we're in round 8. He's won big tonight again.
Yep.
It was at about this point 17 years ago in Zaire that the Foreman machine ran out of gas. This has been a whole different enterprise. There's been no rope-a-dope here tonight. As Evander Holyfield has pressed back in the action all the way. Solid right hand. Foreman stunned again.
Let him go. Step out.
After the fury of round 7, it was inevitable that there would be some brief vacations in round 8, and both fighters have taken them.
Let him move. The elbow.
I'm in the rounds now. All right? I want to win this thing.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay.
Now you know what? When after he throws a little set of punches, he locked, right?
Yeah.
The minute he's locked, you can start.
Harold, how do you score the fight through 8?
Larry, 79-73, 7 rounds to 1 in favor of Evander Holyfield. The only round I can see George Foreman winning was the 6th because Evander stopped moving and George started to get to him with some of those clubbing shots. But Evander's shots are so much more frequent, so crisper, so sharper, with so much more velocity and snap.
George Foreman said to his trainer as he came back to the corner, how many rounds is that? I'm going to still win this thing. Let's see.
Yeah, the immediate question is how? And the answer would appear at this point that it would have to be a knockout. Nobody in his wildest imagination could have envisioned George winning a decision anyway. Almost nobody thought the bout had a chance to go the distance. But I'm thinking of Emmanuel Stewart. Of all the experts who have been polled in recent days, he's the one who said Holyfield will win a decision.
Let him go. Step up.
Holyfield's brain trust said, go out to win the fight. Just win the fight. If the knockout comes, let it come.
Both hands are free. Both hands are free.
Solid right hand again from Holyfield, followed by the left to the body. That combination has worked for him over and over in the bout. Briefly chanted Foreman, Foreman, but then it quieted down almost as quickly as it had begun. Holyfield with the jab on the button.
Great. What are those coming?
You might begin to wonder if with a big lead on the scorecards and given George's dangerous punching power, Holyfield would begin to run a little bit, use more of the ring and stay away. His corner doesn't believe that's the way to negate Foreman's power. They want Holyfield up inside in George's chest.
All right, those long punches, where those long punches can't reach a target. From what we've seen so far, Jim, I don't think it would make any difference if Evander Holyfield weighed 190 pounds. The same thing would be happening. So the questions about whether he's a true heavyweight, at least as far as this fight, I could just...
A solid right hand has stunned George Foreman. He can't be saved by the bell. He can't be saved by the bell, but he isn't going to go down either.
Watch the accuracy of these punches after that initial shot. Straight punches. Foreman is floundering, but with all those arms, he's a hard guy to find. It looks like Dempsey and Willard in that kind of an exchange. The smaller Dempsey, quicker all over the bigger, lumbering Willard.
Been that way between David and Goliath, hasn't it? In most of these huge man, smaller man matchups, going back all the way through in boxing history, the smaller man has won, whether it was Bear against Carnera, whether it was Michael Spinks against Jerry Cooney in this ring a few years ago.
Sometimes they weigh the wrong things. They don't weigh ability and they don't weigh heart. And we're getting to a point, Jim, where I'm beginning to think, all right, George, you're proving your point, and I hope he doesn't get hurt.
Put some tape on
there. He gets an extra rest here now, as Evander Holyfield must have a loose piece of tape cut from the glove. Foreman in a neutral corner.
Keep turning this guy, baby. No instructions.
Lou Duva starts to give instructions to Holyfield, and Rudy Battle says no instructions.
Keep him up in there, George. Keep him up. Keep him up.
How much more of that does Foreman want to take?
I sense in the crowd, Jim, an admiration and respect for what Foreman is doing, but also an appreciation for how Holyfield is taking him apart.
And perhaps also a general recognition that the issue has probably been decided here to all intents and purposes. Solid right hands from Holyfield. Foreman wails back with the left, but he's groggy again. Long way to go in this round. Clubbing right hand, and Holyfield grabs and holds on. George still with some sock. Around Foreman's eyes is puffy and swollen. One jaw is swelling up as though there might have been some damage done underneath there. And Holyfield continues to wail away.
And still George Foreman comes. What a man.
Step back. Step back. Step back.
George Foreman for his courage and persistence.
They're on their feet. Almost everybody in the arena standing up.
He's doing just fine. George, you know that big straight right hand is throwing that bag? Yeah. If you can hit him with a jab, you can hit him with a straight right hand, not loop with it. The same thing you're doing.
There's Holyfield slipping the punch and coming right back with his own. Just watch this. Slip, punch. Charlie Chipes is telling Foreman, try to straighten up that right hand. Try to throw it straight. Foreman nods in agreement.
Battle gave him one extra chance. Holyfield getting inside George's arms again and doing damage. Foreman looking and looking. These are the reflexes of a 42-year-old man against an exquisitely trained, prime of his life, 28-year-old champion.
Yeah, try to move. Let it go. Step out. Step back. Let's go. What? That's it. You're looking good. Keep him up.
That straight right hand almost got in flush. That was Foreman's home run shot, trying to pull it all out.
Go home, go home.
And that's the danger for Holyfield if he keeps doing what he's been doing in these last two rounds. Evander is never scared of contact against any opponent. He said he wouldn't be here, and he's proven that he wasn't.
Holyfield could just play it out here. Let's see if he will. Or whether he will get into some exchanges.
If ever a fighter had the soul of a warrior, it's Evander Holyfield. Very hard for him to put it in the deep freezer.
In fact, that's what worried his corner most. That instead of following the game plan, that his natural instinct as a warrior would take over. But so far, he's fought a perfectly disciplined fight.
A brilliant fight against a big and courageous man.
Frank, let him go.
Standing at center ring and trading blows. Still Holyfield doing far more damage than the big man. One round to go.
One more round. Go out there and use that jab. Don't get careless. You understand? The last round. You're winning the fight, Evander. Now look, hey, Holyfield. Don't get into no slugfest. Use that jab. Don't let him jump and hook off. He can't put it. Jump and hook off.
The last round. You won.
Last round we touched blood. The game. You understand? Round we touched blood. Now Holyfield, have your hands up good and high. Be alert because this guy, this is the last round. This guy,
Breathe in. Come on, breathe, breathe.
Stay close. Stay close.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 12th and final round. Let's have a round of applause.
An extraordinary display between rounds. The entire arena on its feet, cheering, stomping, and applauding both fighters. Foreman left his corner and walked around the ring to try to relax himself for the last 3-minute attempt. Clubbing right hand by Foreman, just missed. A last chance to bring back the glory of so many years gone by.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this, Jim. There's so much sentiment here because it's been a one-sided fight, virtually a massacre, as you would. Foreman has taken a tremendous number of hard blows, but there is such a good feeling about him that everybody doesn't feel cheated, feels thrilled to have been here to witness it.
Not the painful bitterness of Ali Larry Holmes. Something much more satisfying.
They didn't want to see George humiliated. They didn't want to see him as a fraud. They wanted to see him as a warrior, and he has shown that he is that.
He has been, if outmatched, a legitimate opponent.
That's it. Nice of him.
With Muhammad Ali watching at ringside, with Joe Frazier watching at ringside, so many memories, so many of the relics of his past, now here to pay homage as he takes his final shot. George Foreman tries to stand up and make it to the end of a bout in which he has been mercilessly beaten by an outstanding heavyweight champion of the world, Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield were on a crusade for respect. Certainly he's earned it in many ways tonight.
Well, I don't know if we'll get it. A lot of people will say beat an old man, old slow old man, couldn't knock him out, and so forth. But
a lot of people will say only what'll he do against Mike Tyson. That question will haunt him for a long time.
And the crowd is up on its feet.
Come together. Good bow, both of you. Good bow. Good bow.
They win the fight. They win the fight. That's all we want. Great fight. Great fight, George. Great fight. Great.
great fight.
Good opportunity. He won.
Absolutely. Great fight, baby. Great fight. You fought a great fight out there. You box when you had a box out there, baby. Come on.
Congratulations.
All right. Let's get everybody. Let's get some water.
And you heard Foreman lean over to Lou Duva and say, he gave me the opportunity. He won. It was George's way of saying thanks.
Okay. What was here? Come here. No, that's my son. Where's the robe?
All right.
George, come on with the robe.
Mr. Letterman, give us your final count.
Larry, 119, 108, 11 rounds to 1, Evander Holyfield. I mean, the only thing I kept wondering was what was holding George Foreman up. He took so many vicious shots, left hooks, left jabs, right hands. Evander hit him with everything but the kitchen sink. And George Foreman couldn't hit what wasn't in front of him. And the key to the fight, in my estimation, was beautiful ring generalship, a beautiful game plan. Evander would get those shots in and move, step to the side, just get away from staying in front of George Foreman. And that was it.
All right, here's a look at the punch stats if you needed any more conviction about what Holyfield did. If anything, it looked like he landed about twice as many punches and Foreman landed about half as many. So Jim Palmer went down, Mark Spitz went down, George Foreman goes down.
And we didn't all run off with the circus. But what a show.
Yeah, in some way.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I give the official scoring, let's have a round of applause for these two heavyweights. 12 rounds of exciting action. Nobody thought they'd do it. And now from the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino here in Atlantic City, we go to the scorecards. Eugene Grant scores the bout 116 to 111. Tommy Kazmarek has it 115 to 112. And Jerry Roth scores it 117 to 100 for the winner by unanimous decision. And still, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the real deal, Evander